201, where are all of you? Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Linda. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Shelley. Hi, Renee. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Birdie. We're slowly getting some people on today. Yay. The important ones are here. I didn't say that. I read that comment. You all are very important. Hi, Karen. Hi, Anne. Melody. Connie. Nancy. Kim. Let's see, we're up to about 42. Hi, Anne. I hope you're feeling better. It was snowing? Ugh, I agree with you. It did get much cooler down here. I noticed when somebody was just coming in the door that the cold air just blew in. So let's see. We're up to about 50 people now. Right on time. Actually, I was a little early. It was 2:01 and nobody was on yet. So Mo's laughing at me. I just turned the music off, so it is kind of quiet in here right now. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've about 50 people. Let's see, what did I want to start with today? With announcements. Hi, Patrick. Is Patrick on? I didn't see him come on. That's okay. So announcements today. Well, first of all, it's going to be May 1st in a couple of days. You can hardly hear me? I have my microphone on. Let me put it closer to my face. I know it's there because it's itching me. And it's on there, so let me see if I can increase my volumes all the way up. So I hope you can hear me better now. So let's see, tomorrow, yes, today Tuesday, yes, tomorrow is Baby Lock Club. So Patrick and I believe, I can't remember if I was told Cindy or Amanda is doing it with Patrick because Kate's still on her vacation. Oh, thank you. Thanks for letting me know, Julie. So, and that is the last day of April. It's hard to believe it. So in May, we have some classes coming up. The first one that I'm going to be doing online is the By Annie on the Go pattern, and my sample's up in Thornton, so I'll just show you the picture. I guess I'll just do it this way. So it's backwards because the phone's facing me. So we're going to do on the go, and the pattern, you need to purchase the pattern, and the kit will come with all of your fabric, your soft and stable, your zipper, but you still need to buy the handle, webbing, and the hardware for it. And then I think there was something else, but I can't remember what it is right now. So anyway, that is a $10 class. That is on May 9th at 9:30. So I hope you will join me. And of course, if you can't watch with us at the time that I'm doing it live, you will get the recording. So it's definitely worth it. And don't be afraid of this pattern. I was a little scared myself. But this binding actually all the way around here is actually done when the piece is flat. So it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so it's a really cute bag. I hope that Olive, maybe you can stop in Thornton and unzip it and rezip it. So the supply list is all out there, so you can go ahead and get that. And then if you are in store here, I'm going to turn the phone. If you're in store near us in Littleton, I am doing this Magic Charm tote bag. Hopefully you can see me, and I will model it for you here. So this is made with a charm tote, and it has pockets that are made with the charm tote inside of it, and you can tell it's pretty big. The supply list is out there, and this is an in-store class, and this is going to be on May 8th at noon here in the Littleton store. I had a charm pack of Kimberbell fabric, so I used that, and I think it turned out cute. I did put a little extra stabilizer in here so it wasn't floppy. I did use some Soft and Stable. So go look, if you'd like to join us, go look for the supply list out on May 8th in the Littleton store. And then I'm going to turn the phone back, and I am going to tell you, actually want to make that one with black also, and some really bright colors, some batiks or some Kaffe fabric. I think it'll just like pop. Yes, it's so much fun, and it's nice and big, so you can bring a lot to class. So let's see, I don't have a joke for you today, but I'm going to tell you that I looked up the National Day. It is huge, yes. And today, you're not going to believe this, it's National Zipper Day. Can you believe it? There's actually a National Zipper Day. So I'm going to hope I can say this all with a straight face, because let's see, National Zipper Day commemorates on April 29th in 1913 when the first patent for the modern zipper was issued. It says, I could carry a puppy. It's funny, Mary. The day celebrates something we often don't think about and may automatically take for granted. Okay? So, if you take your zippers for granted, you have to celebrate National Zipper Day. So when it was first made, it was called a separable fastener. Okay, that's the first name of a zipper. Now you should all remember that. So, and then it gives me instructions on how to celebrate National Zipper Day. Okay, are you ready for this? Wear something with a zipper. And then it says, try sewing a zipper into an article of clothing. It's tougher than you think. I'm reading really straight right from this piece, this National Zipper Day. Explore zipper art. Wear your favorite zippered outfit. And then you can also share photos using pound hashtag National Zipper Day and go on social media. Okay, so none of you take your zippers for granted. Oh my gosh, can you really believe it? That's funnier than any joke. No, I couldn't do it with a straight face because it really is ridiculous. Okay, so I heard that we had Watermelon Day yesterday online. Today, I hope I can sew because I have tears in my eyes from laughing. Today, we are going to have Strawberry Day. How about that? We are... Lori says, oh, you're going to get a kick out of this. Lori says, that's so funny. I wonder if there's a Hallmark card for it. Mo's gonna look it up. Sorry, I can't quit laughing. So we're gonna have Strawberry Day today. So here is our table runner that we're gonna work on today. So I am gonna show you how to get one of these strawberries made, and then we'll add some of the flowers in today. But first, I have a winner. And our winner is going to get this serger bag that I made a while back for Serger Club. It's really pretty and cute. I love the colors in it. People are still saying it's so funny. Oh, okay. This is going to go to Ann Dilbeck. Ann, I've been thinking about you. And so this is for you. We will get this to you, and I hope you're doing much better. It's got pockets in it too. Okay. One more thing before we get started. I do have a manager special today. It's snowing in Conifer. Well, don't get your zippers wet. Sorry. So this is a closeout item that I got off of the AccuQuilt. Well, you have the next serger project to show. I do not have the next serger project to show. I've been got a little too much going on. And so the next, Kate is doing her serger quilting class in May, and I am going to do the next serger project in June. So I'm hoping to do it by June 9th, and I hope to work on that project tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have that for you. Well, I'll send it up to Thornton because I don't have live next week. So I'll have to send it up to Thornton and they can show it to you. So anyway, I got this closeout special. It's a great item for you to purchase to have as your extra and take on to your retreats. So it is a cutting mat from June Taylor. And it looks like this. And the size is 17 inches by 23 inches. It's nice and lightweight, so it'd be great for you to take along. And the regular price of this one was $37.99, and I am selling it for $10.99 today. So it's going to be a great extra piece for you, and we cannot ship it. That would be the only thing, is we cannot ship it. So hopefully some of you would like to have this. Okay, so
can show that closer.
I don't know that we can do that. We'll try. What is it saying? Telling us.
It's actually National Zipper Day. There's
Yes.
cards for it. National Zipper Day messages, quotes, greetings. Yeah.
Oh
so,
my
Lori,
goodness.
I'm going to help the customer.
Okay, I'm going to turn this. And Mo did find National Zipper Day. I don't know if we can get this close enough. But it says that there are cards. And it's all on Pinterest, and there's cards and all kinds of things. So you have to go look up National Zipper Day Wishes and Messages. I'm sure that all of your friends would love to get a message about National Zipper Day. Okay, we've spent enough on National Zipper Day now. All right, so let's get sewing. Does everybody remember what we're sewing now? It is this really cute table runner. Okay? All right. So let's get set up at the machine. Got my chair, got my machine, and I'm using a 1/4 inch, of course. And the way we're going to make our, the book that it comes from is called Table Toppers for All Seasons, and it has a lot of different table toppers and table runners in here for, no, go ahead, she's climbing under me. Just don't look up my dress. Oh my gosh, yeah, it is kind of creepy that she's under me. It has 12 different table runners. let me go, and if you want the mat, just let me know. I do have a couple of them. So, and we will give you a call after I go look at all the notes from today. So I really love where my thumb is. I love that 4th of July one. And then here's some more on the back. So the book is normally $12.99. Of course, we've got it at 20% off, and it is on the website. So to make our first strawberry, we are going to take 16 different 2.5-inch squares. Oh, and I do have a kit. I'm so sorry. I do have a kit for this. It is about 2 yards of fabric, so it's $23.99, and that's going to include all of your fabric and your backing and your binding, everything. So I'm going to lay out my 16 different squares here. I'll just lay them all right up here, and I know I cut more than 16. Of course, we will have this kit available after live today also. If anybody wants the finished kit, just put your name down here. I will have one strawberry made and one side part made, so you would just have to finish it up. Okay, so these are just randomly being placed, and you can see that. And let's see, I want to use this one, and let's see, one additional, this one. Okay, and so I am going to, there's my 16 different pieces, and I am going to sew, I'm going to sew two together, two together, two together, two, and then these two, these two, these two, and these two, and then I'm going to put all of them together. So I'm just going to chain off here. If they get mixed up a little bit, I don't really care, because they are all in a random pattern anyway, and I think that kind of makes it look fun and special. I'm going to get that tie off taken off of here, and so I'm just going to, and this is what I love about this Chorus machine, or machines that have the pivot function in them, because you can just chain these right on off and just zip right through these. Somebody should tell me that I'm not in front of the needle. I guess I could have been watching myself, but I'm watching the needle. Okay, and I'm just going to keep going here. All right, see how fast this goes? You do have to make 3. But again, it's all just random. Okay, and I always keep forgetting to bring my cutter. So I'm just going to cut these all apart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first one and then about my last one, and I'm going to just lay these together. So let's see, I'm going to turn it this way. See? And so we should have, in the end, we should have 4 rows of 4. just making sure that I don't have two of the same pieces of fabric right next to each other.
Yeah, right. Come on. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this line.
Okay, now I'm going to put these together, and I am going to get my fork pins out. Just going to go ahead and lay all four of these out and make sure that I don't have two fabrics right next to each other, and so I can move these all around however I want to do that. Now, oops, this one needs to be, that one's not going to, I'm going to put this one up here then and flip it. Okay, and then I have one more to lay out, and that looks perfect. Okay, so I'll move these out of the way. I'm going to take these two, and we're going to go press them. So one will be going one way, and then the other way, so they will all nest together. Okay. And then my next one is going to go here. So I want my seams being pressed this way. Okay, and then these will now nest together. Nest those together and get my pin. Hello. Of course, you know, it's just Mo and I here today. Okay, nest these together. And we'll sew these. And then I'll get my next piece, and these seems to need to lay this way. Okay, so we will nest these together. Yep, wrong way. I'll tell you what though, if I had known it was National Zipper Day, like yesterday, or the day before, or last week, I certainly would have made something with a zipper today. But that's okay. We had a good laugh. Or I did. I don't know if you did. I certainly did. Because I can't believe how serious they took National Zipper Day. All right, one more row, and then I'm going to show you how to make this look like a strawberry. And let's see, they're going to go this way. Okay. So the bottom of the strawberry here, we're going to put some white fabric on it, and I have honestly never done the way that they put the angle on for the bottom of the strawberry. So that's kind of fun, something new, different. Okay, so we're going to move. I think Linda said it was snowing up where she is. It's hard to watch the phone and sew all at the same time. Okay, so here we go. I am going to just press these seams all out. Out of the way. Get it a little press in the front here. All those strawberry pieces should be nested together. Okay, so now we're going to take our little squares, and those are 2 inches, I believe. Okay, we should have 2-inch squares, and we're going to draw our line on the back with our friction pen from diagonal to diagonal. Or if you have a laser in your machine, you can use that. And this will be the top part of our strawberry. This ruler is really good too. It's the 1.5 inch by 12 inch by Quilter Select. And of course it's not going to go anywhere, but you can see it was the perfect size for this. Okay, so we're going to put these on the top of our strawberry here, just right in the squares. And we'll sew these on the diagonal. I'll go ahead and put my laser on. I like to sew just inside the line that I've drawn. Just gives me a little more fold over room for my thread. Okay, and then we will press these. And then cut out the back piece so we don't have all that thickness. Okay, and then we're going to get our 2.5 by 4.5 inch pieces, and we'll have 2 for each for each strawberry. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the right side of the fabric and turn it to the back, and we're going to take our ruler and our friction marker, and we're going to, on one of the long ends, we're going to draw a 1/4 inch line. No diagonals, just a straight 1/4 inch line down the fabric. And you'll do that on both of them. And then when you look at the book, you can kind of see how they line this up, but I'm going to explain it to you too. But I kind of needed both the book and the explanation. So we're going to take this line and we're going to lay that right on our edge, and then the other end of our 1/4 inch line right on the edge down here, and that gives you your diagonal measurement to sew this piece on. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, are they going to be exactly perfect from side to side? Probably not, but what strawberry is actually perfect? So I'm going to just take this one off and come over here back to the sewing machine and sew that on for you. Okay, and then that's going to go right on that line also, or just inside. Okay, and let me get my other piece, and it will go on this side. Okay, and then sew that one on diagonally. Okay, and then I'm going to come back over here, give these a press. And yes, you will have all this extra fabric laying out there. So then we're going to come over to our cutting mat. And I'm just going to square this up now by coming down this side. Then I'll do the other side. Time for a new blade. Okay, get rid of that. And then we'll come across the bottom. Now this strawberry doesn't have any little seeds on it, but you could always put some little seeds on it if you wanted to with your sewing machine and your decorative stitches. And I don't think I got this side very straight, so I'm going to do this one again. I'm going to see where my square is underneath there. There we go. Okay. So it's starting to look a little bit more like a strawberry. I am going to cut out the back red pieces from here now. Okay. So now we're going to put some borders on this. So I'm going to bring you back over here. And on the bottom, it's going to get this 1 and I believe a 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 by 8.5 inch piece. And I wish I had Patrick's pants today, or my flashlight. And I'm going to put this on the bottom. I can turn that off. Okay, and then on the top, it gets a piece that is 5 3/4 by 8.5, so that's quite a bit larger, but you'll see why in a minute. Get that all lined up. Okay, bring you back over here to the ironing. I'm going to see if I can continue to watch. Okay, yeah, I'm going to use a little bit of my pressing pen here. Easy press, and then press these. And I'm pressing towards my white pieces away from the strawberry. Okay, so now we're going to put the top on our strawberry. So we have some pieces that I have put my heat and bond on, and then I'm going to peel these off. Maybe. Okay. And then I have 5 different leaves, and those are all going to be just random colors also. And so each strawberry will have okay. And I'm just going to build down to the front. Let's see, let's put this one over here. And then and I need to move all of mine down just a little bit. That stuff is so sticky. It's got a lot of static cling to it. And then just adjust your leaves the way you want them to be. Okay, so I kind of like, there we go. You're not going to see the 7 on the bobbin itself. It's going to be on the packaging. And we're going to fuse these down. Okay, so there we've got that fused down, and then we're going to come over and it's starting to look like a strawberry, don't you think? I'm going to come over and applique this. So I am going to use my open toe foot, and I've got the clear open toe foot today. And I got a nice dark green for my stem. And then the rest of it, I did all the leaves in one color, so I didn't have to keep changing. Get those 4 pins out of the way. And I am going to pick my absolute favorite blanket stitch that I like to use for applique. And it's just going to be a traditional applique too. I know I've been doing a lot of specialty applique lately, but I'm going to come up here to my character and decorative stitches, and I'm going to go to menu 7. That's my favorite, and to me 7-011 in this machine is my favorite, and in different machines it's a different number. So even though I have a Solaris at home, I mostly sew on my Destiny still, and it is 7-017 on that machine. But it pops in with width of 4 and length of 2.5. So I always change this to, sometimes I'll do both 2.5 and 2.5. This one I'm going to do it all in 3s. That just happens to be what I like. So you can do what you like. If you want to save this stitching that you like, you just hit the little pocket there, and that will save it for you. And so every time you come back to the stitch, it will be in your saved favorite stitch length and width, but you can always change it back again. So it doesn't mean that it's changed for life. Okay. It's not saved on this machine because obviously it's not my machine. So I don't want to save it for somebody else. And so I'm just going to come in here, and I like this foot. Let me show you why. If you can see this, it has a little tiny red mark. You probably can't see it. I'll show it to you after I get done with this one. Little tiny red mark, and that goes right on the edge of my fabric for me to and I have been doing applique a long time, so I've done tons and tons of Art to Heart stuff. That was actually my very favorite thing that I started quilting with. So I agree, I make it look easy. I always try to end on the outside of the fabric, so then I can turn. And turn again. And if you want to change your color thread for every single leaf, that's your choice to do it. You don't have to use green like I'm using. You can use all black. I've seen it done that way. And I do like to use the little tie off on here. So I'll do that. Sometimes if you don't set it up right away, okay, so I'm going to change out my green, and I'm going to use more of a lime for all of my leaves. And then we'll put some borders on this, and I'll show you how the flowers get laid out, and then I'm going to show you the finished project again. And you're going to make 3 of these strawberries, and then 2 of the borders, and then it gets that really pretty plaid-ish, not really, I don't really even call it plaid because it's like off-center plaid on the edges, and I will show that to you again. And I did pick the colors that they showed in the book a lot because I did think it was very dynamic, really pretty. Don't always stick to the book's suggested colors, but this time I did. I like to, when I applique, I like to do all of the back pieces of fabric before I start on the very top one. Oops, boo-boo. I need to start over here. Okay, so my needle is not where it needs to be, so I'm going to hit my restart button. My restart button is right here, and that's going to put my needle back to the very beginning to start the applique again. I'll probably tear those 3 little stitches out, but for now I'm just going to pretend they're not there. Okay, and I'm going to just come around this top leaf to get to my next one back here. All right, 2 more leaves to do here. Okay. Fill in that little space. I'm not going to sew over it a second time, so then I'll come around to here and start down my last leaf. This is where I also love this pivot function. So then I can just, foot comes up and I can just pivot just a tad bit on that needle. where I need it to be. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to change my thread back to my regular thread. Put my 1/4 inch foot back on my machine. Make sure I go back to my straight stitch. And I am going to get my border piece. So this green plaid goes in between the strawberries. So we're going to put right sides together. Line this up. Sew this on. Okay, and then we have a second one for the other side. I am going to straighten this up just a tad here before I sew it on. Okay, I've got my other green piece, and I'll sew this on. Okay, so we're going to come back over here to the ironing. Going to use a little bit of my Easy Press. Make sure my iron is on. And I'm going to press towards the green piece. Okay, so there you have your first strawberry, and then both of these pieces are going to get some applique on them. And so I'm going to put one on for you, and if we have a little bit of time, I will, yeah, well, it's almost 3 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press that on down to show you how it goes, and then we will probably be done for today, and I will show you the finished strawberry table runner again, because you have to see it with the red borders on it. So the flowers are gonna get some stems in between here. And I think one goes one way and then the other goes the other way. So I don't press anything down until I know how I want it to look. And then we've got our white flowers here. And if you do not buy a kit and want use a darker fabric in between, you may want to use a little of the I can't think of the name of the backing that goes on there. Oh, couldn't find my flowers. But you can't see through these because their back is very light. And so we'll just put this one in the center and then readjust the stem piece. And then we'll put our last flower on. I'll probably do a couple more table runners from this book because it is really cute. Okay, so I like that. And then I've got my little flower centers. You could use buttons for this too. That would be super cute. And you could use buttons as little seeds if you wanted to, or little tiny like pearl beads would be really cute too. Okay, so there's our flowers, and I really like that. So now I'm going to press it on down. And then that just needs to be appliqued. And then we'll make 2 more strawberries. And once you are done with that, your table runner will look like this one. And here is that red border that really, really makes the quilt, I think, or the table runner. See how cute that is? I just love it. Okay, so let's see. Here's the other end. So I put 2 of the strawberries going one way, and the third one goes the opposite way, so it doesn't have an up and a down. You can sit on both sides of the table and be looking at a strawberry. Okay, so anyway, I hope you liked our watermelon and strawberry day. Let's see if they have another fruit for tomorrow. I really appreciate you all joining me today. And I will not be on next week because it's the first of the month. So we have Kimberbell Mystery Quilt is next Tuesday for live. And then I will see you the week after that. So everybody take care and join me on May 9th for the On the Go by Annie's Pattern. And have a great day. Don't forget Baby Lock Club tomorrow. Bye-bye.